Hey everyone, I'm Sounds Like Alexis, and I'm here with CaShawn Thompson, the creator of the hashtag Black Girl Magic. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine today, thank you.
I really appreciate you coming out, seriously, on such a busy schedule. I know that you're starting your blog. You came out to Rennie Forum with us as well in March, and I wanted you to come back, and I just wanted to get to know you as well. And I also mentioned I interviewed your daughter, Tahira.
Yeah.
I wanted to start with her because she has your spirit, your fire. When she did the Q&A, she took the words right out of your mouth, just like with everything. Like, how is that growing up, or teaching your daughter the lifestyle and the etiquette and just loving self and through Black Girl Magic? How was that in the household?
Well, it just made sense to teach her to love herself in a world that may not be too kind to her because she would be a woman and is a Black person. I always felt like she needed to be ready for a world where I would not be able to protect her. And that actually meant shining your own light and thinking the best of yourself and trying your hardest all the time.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Like, she has your spirit. I looked through your blog. I was stalking you on your blog and your Twitter, both your personal and the Black Girl Magic. And I noticed the website. It's still an up and coming. You're still part of the blog. But I did notice a few, transformation pieces that some people were able to submit to you.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like, collecting those and getting those stories from everyone?
Well, we did that project last year, my Black Girl Magic, and what it means to me. This is before we had a website. And the website is just like a week old now.
Right.
But it was very empowering to see and hear all the stories from different Black women who support and love the Black Girl Magic movement, and even moms with their own little girls and that kind of thing. It gives me a lot of hope and promise for things to come.
I was talking to some friends of mine. I was like, I get to interview CaShawn Thompson. I'm excited, but I'm nervous. But what if she got to teach a class, or not even a class, but instead of, there's usually a women's studies, there's usually African American studies, but there's never like the African American woman. What kind of curriculum have you ever thought of? Just would it be cool to have an actual class?
I never thought of that. Like, you're the first person to ever even bring that up to me.
Copyright it.
You're the first person to ever really bring that up to me. I think it would be wonderful because the intersection where we live as Black women is often forgotten. If you think about the book, I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's Audre Lorde who said all the women are white and all the men are Black, but some of us are brave. We're the brave ones, so when you think about minority status, it's always white women, and when you think about Blackness, it's always men.
I saw the tweet from, was it Angela Davis? Somebody retweeted it. It was you, but it's talking about how white women and Black men, they kind of like, it reverses the status, like you're not helping. You're trying to reach up to the status of a white man instead of like, you're not helping.
Yeah, that was Angela Davis, I believe, and I just retweeted it maybe yesterday. But to me, it meant that Black women are usually left behind or left out of social movements because nobody ever remembers us because where we stand as Black people and as women. And that's unfortunate, but there are a lot of Black women who are working to make that change, to have our voices heard, for us to be a lot more visible.
Of course, definitely. I mentioned to my personal blog about, and I literally am on Twitter doing live feeds saying the struggle and the process of becoming an A1 engineer or just being a voice for young Black females and young Black boys too, but the females, there is rarely any of us up on that level. I watched a bit of some YouTube, not YouTube, but BET, some female engineers that I admire are actually out there. They actually have a show on BET about Black female engineers in the industry. I'm like, they're finally doing that. So I definitely, it's rarely spoken of, and for Black Girl Magic, for me, it was like, you're pioneering in the game, just from social media.
Well, I felt like I didn't get into social media until maybe 10, 11 years ago. Before then, I was just busy raising my children.
Got it.
But once I saw that it was give me, it could give me just like an ordinary person a platform to talk about things I cared about, things that were funny to me or disturbing to me or whatever I felt, I decided it needed to be used in that way, in a way that would help other people, that would give us more of a voice. And so I don't like to think of myself as an influencer. I still think I'm just like a regular person. I don't like to think of myself as a so-called social influencer. But at this point, after all the things that have come to be because of my hashtag Black Girl Magic, I can't deny my status as a social influencer. And I try to take that seriously, but not so much myself.
Oh, okay, yeah, because there is like an ego thing, and then you definitely don't want to get to that point. But it's just I guess for the fans like myself, it's like you did something, you did that, and you're going to continue to do that, throughout the years, because again, like maybe if it is a class, or maybe if you have your book and the website is booming, popping, and it's everywhere, it's like Miss CaShawn Thompson from DC is out there doing big things.
Well, I don't know where it could go at this point, because I never thought I would be sitting here talking to you on a TV camera about Black Girl Magic. When I said it, I had no expectations, no understandings of where it might go. And for the longest time, I thought it was just me and my online friends using the phrase, And that's why I decided to put it on a t-shirt just for me and my friends.
Right.
And it just kaboomed into something a lot more, and it's even gone beyond that at this point, and I'm very happy about that. It's so empowering to so many people.
Yes, it is. Now, again, I stalked your personal Twitter, and you were like the Bridget was saying, you're like the auntie of Twitter right now.
Yeah, people always say that. And the ironic thing about that is that I'm actually nobody's auntie at all.
Really?
Really?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So, well, there was one tweet in particular that I've never really seen parents or any people in the Black community talk about. I know my parents talk about it. My mom, sister, and I talk about it. But it was a tweet. A woman was saying, we need to stop trying to kick our kids out by the time they're 18 in this community. We should not do that. And I was like the gift in my mouth, like, really? Because I met so many young people in high school, middle school, who were saying to me, oh, well, my mom said she's gonna kick me out once I get 18. Yeah, I have to get a job. I'm working 3 jobs, this, that, and the third. Or if they are the LGBT community, they get kicked out instantly. And it was like, my siblings and I talk about how other communities keep their kids in the house. They let them get their money together, get their things together, and the support system is like strong. And you retweeted it, and everyone else replies, but I was just like, I'm glad you thought like that.
Well, I definitely agree with the point that the woman made about not kicking your kids out at 18. Like, I'm a student of child development and human development, and I understand that the brain doesn't mature until you're like 25 years old anyway. And I look at my own children who are 19 and 24, and even my 24-year-old that you got to interview, at 18 years old, she was in no way ready to be out in the world on her own. She went to college, but she was only a couple hours away, and you're just not making like sound decisions at that age,
Right.
And nobody should be held to anything they do or say or feel or in that age range, because everybody, I feel like you're still growing. And multi-generational living is our heritage. To have 2 or 3 generations of one family in one house is not a strange thing. It's a support thing. It's a love thing, and it's something I believe in. So, my kids can stay at home for as long as they need to.
Right.
It's important for me to know that they're okay before they leave.
Exactly. That's really smart, because I met different parents and some other grandparents that say, oh, you have to get a job because I hit the pavement. And my mom and I just like, saying, well, how do you hit the pavement if you got to pay for the train and the metro, and we live in the city? So trying to get a job is a very, it's not as the same as it was before.
No, it's absolutely not the same as it was even when I was your age, let alone when my parents were young like that. You don't necessarily have to beat the pavement to find a job nowadays. You can just pull up your phone and use your online resources or what have you. While I think that teenagers, late teens, 18, 19, even early 20s, should be able to stay home, I really think it's the responsible thing to do to either go to school or go to work or do both, if at all possible. And that's the only requirement I've ever had of my children. You go to school, you go to work, you do both. Yeah. And that's what they've done so far. So it's okay for them to stay home.
Yeah, it's no problem at all. I just really like the fact. I was like, she believes in that. Good.
Yeah, I really believe in that. We have to hold our children, our young people close until they're ready to face this world, because it's hard out there. So, let them stay as close as possible. Definitely. Or as long as possible until you know for sure that they're ready.
Definitely. So to go back to your blog,
okay,
because I'm going to be obsessed with your blog. I'm going to be visiting frequently to make sure, what else other content is going to be on there? I know the shop is online. You got the coffee mugs and shirts and things like that. What else is
as far as merchandise, we haven't decided yet. And when I say we, I mean me and my brand manager. We haven't decided yet as far as merchandise. But as far as content, it's going to be like a hub for Black girl magic, so to speak. It's going to be a place where Black girls of every walk of life can submit or be talked about or be praised or be helped in their quest, whatever that may be. I think it's just going to be an all-over celebration of Black girls and women on that site. Yeah, because that's what's important to me.
Right. You were telling me about the Universal Fan Con and Wakama Con.
Yeah.
So go into detail about that. I know I got to quickly, search through it. Go ahead and, what was your role for Universal Fan Con and Wakama Con?
Oh, well, I don't have any role for Wakama Con right now. I was invited to do an online panelist discussion on Sunday, and I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to actually participate. But my initial role for Universal Fan Con, which has since collapsed, it's online, it's big news online right now, was I was going to do like a one-on-one talk with a moderator or a host or what have you, and just talk about Black girl magic and its place in popular culture.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because unbeknownst to me, there's a fandom around Black girl magic.
Oh, it definitely is.
And I just didn't know. And I was informed about this, and I was asked to come and participate. And because I had never been to a con, let alone a part of one, I was really anxious to, go in and do the best that I could and learn as much as I could there. But things didn't work out for them, unfortunately. Yeah. So I may just spend the day in Baltimore on Saturday. Enjoy the day.
Okay. And Wakama Con, it was, you were mentioning it was to show off Black characters and things like that, writers, things like that.
Well, people of color and the LGBTQ community and people living with disabilities and those kind of things. Like, it was an all-inclusive fandom, conference, convention. But Universal Fan Con is not going to happen on that day. They say it's postponed. So to accommodate folks who were not able to get out of there, travel accommodations or what have you, Wakama Con came together with the work of some dedicated people, and they're going to try to make the best out of a bad situation.
Very nice.
Yeah.
What are your favorite superhero characters, or what kind of characters do you look forward to seeing? As Wakama Con continues to build its foundation.
Well, I am very new to the comics world.
Okay.
My husband introduced me to a lot of stuff. I tell people all the time, when I was young, I didn't read anything outside of like Archie and what is it,
Jughead?
Yeah.
Please tell me you saw Black Panther. Please tell me you saw
I saw Black Panther. I definitely saw Black Panther because since my husband and I have been together, and he's introduced me to a lot of the Marvel universe that I didn't know anything about before.
It's huge.
It's huge. And we even have a book, the Marvel Universe, like encyclopedia.
I read that book.
Yeah. So I'm getting more familiar with the characters and the storylines and that kind of thing. So I don't have a favorite.
Okay, I hope Storm is going to be your favorite. Her backstory is amazing.
Okay, I
recommend it.
I'm still learning. But I like comics that depict Black women and girls in like different ways, like scientific and curious.
Yeah, I was telling you about the Dinosaur Girl. It's so cute and sweet, and it's just like it's a great read.
Yeah, so I'm gonna look that one up and see like if anything else similar is recommended.
Cool, good. So, and back to the whole Black Girl Magic. Just to wrap up.
Okay.
Where do you see Black Girl Magic in the next 10 years? Hopefully in a school.
Well, hopefully in a school. I mean, maybe some smart person will write a curriculum for it, or like you said, have a class. But my ultimate dream is to see it like more global, because I met a young woman in an Uber pool one day, and this was, I don't know what made me ask her, but I asked her had she ever heard of it. And she was from Kenya. And she said she had never heard of it. And I was like, wow, I want this to be like for all Black girls all over the world. Right. So maybe one day Black Girl Magic will be all over the continent of Africa and Paris and London and different places where Black girls live and congregate and work and play and love and all those different kind of things.
I can see that. Definitely with the shows that are coming out like Insecure or Atlanta, or just more up and coming shows that represent Black people. Yeah. Or any POC. It's like that. It can happen. The sky is the limit. Like,
yeah. I like to think the sky is the limit. I like to think, because none of this that has happened just over the last year was anything I was expecting. So, anything else could happen. Yeah. And so far it's been great. Like nothing negative too much that would affect me or anybody else. It's just been lovely.
Good. I'm really happy for you.
Thank you.
You're very
so
welcome.
much.
You're welcome.
Thanks for having me over.
Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you, Miss CaShawn Thompson.
Thank you, Alexis.
You're welcome. Sounds good.